Maayong gabi sa inyong tanan. So hello po and welcome for our second session for Numerical Reasoning. Tonight, I am Coach Faye and this is, as mentioned, yung discussion continuation of our discussion for the diagnostic test. So this is part 2, which covers items 78 up until 100 of your diagnostic exam. Before we begin po, kindly share your location tonight. Pakilagay po sa comment section from where po tayo nanonood. And pag-tag na rin po ng mga kasama natin na gusto rin nating biyayaan ng better chances of passing our civil service examination this coming March 2024. Ayan po. So, pa-share ng location dito po sa ating comment section, whether you're watching from Facebook or YouTube Live. Ayan. So, suggestion po sa if you are watching through YouTube Live, please double check yung inyong settings to make sure that my apologies, nawala po ako saglit. Sandali lang po, double check natin. Nawawala po yung connection. Ayan, so as mentioned, if you are using YouTube, please, ang gagawin po natin ay double check yung ating quality of the video, yung settings po ninyo, and make sure that yung quality nyo indeed ay nasa highest setting. Otherwise, some of our presentation might be a bit blurred or hindi kagandahan yung quality, lalo na po if numbers are involved, medyo mahihirapan po kayong manood ng ating presentation for tonight, right? So hello po ulit sa inyo. We have some participants here from San Pedro, Laguna, also from Butuan City, from Albay, from Zamboanga, Sibugay. Ayan. So I actually was in Mindanao a couple of last week. So nasa Mindanao po ako last week. Kahapon lang po ako umuwi. Ayan. So I was pumunta po akong Bukidnon. Ayan. So ulit lang po, pa-share po ng ating location. We're still waiting for the rest of our participants to join in. And I am trying to figure out what's going on. Ayun, bumalik na siya. Sige. So double check po natin yung diagnostic test. Schedule po kasi natin, nung nakaraang linggo po, Sabado, we had our first discussion on diagnostic test. That was November 4. Tapos ngayon po ay mag-discuss tayo ng second part na ating numerical discussion, and that's still on your diagnostic test. So, on November 25 to 26 naman po, that's a couple of weeks from now, mag-uumpisa na po tayo sa specific topics ng mga hindi po natin kayang i-cover during the diagnostic test exam. Yung mga topics po na kailangan ng sarili niyang schedule kasi medyo mahaba-haba po yung discussion. So may specific tayong opportunities for that, and those would happen the entire weekend of November 25 to 26. Ayan. Hello po, Miss Kimberly from CDO. So andun po ako dumaan po siguro ako sa inyo noong Tuesday and kahapon. Via Lakindingan Airport. Layo pala ng layo pala ng airport sa Cagayan. Ayan. So, pa-share po ng location natin for all of those who are viewing here. I think we're receiving quite a few of this already. Maghintay lang po siguro tayo saglit for the rest of you to join in para po medyo marami-rami din naman ang makaka-benefit ating review for civil service examination. Your civil service examination is set on March 24, 2024. So, I hope na unti-unti na po natin na-prepare yung ating discussion for that or your documents for that specific date. Okay? Kasi po hindi rin naman ganoon kadali yung preparation natin for that. You do have a lot of documents to prepare and to make sure na kompleto po lahat yung mga identification ninyo, perhaps your transcripts and whatnot, kung ano man po yung i-request sa atin. So, make sure niyo po na kompleto yan lahat bago pa po mag-start yung filing para wala na pong stress. Ayan. Hello, Ms. Tricia. Baka malapit lang po kayo sa amin. I'm also from Iloilo. And we also have some here from Ilocos Norte. Pasensya na po, Facebook user yung lumalabas sa akin. Hindi ko po ma-identify yung name ninyo. Ayan. Sige, so before we begin, let us all, tawag dito, set or prepare ourselves for the upcoming discussion. Medyo we still have like more than 20 items to discuss. So predispose yourselves to be ready for a mathematics discussion, right? So if you can, try to remove all the possible distractions para po makapag-focus kayo ng attention nyo for tonight. This is just a part of your series of discussions and review for your civil service examination preparation. Ayan. So we also have here from Cebu and from another from Iloilo. Ayan. Sige. So without further ado, para po siguro mas mahaba-haba yung ating makover, let us start our discussion for numerical reasoning for civil service examination. Okay. So still the same set of directions from the following problems. Just choose the correct answer. And if the answer is not in the choices, choose 5. Again po, very important na mapili po ninyo or mabasa po ninyo na maayos yung instructions. What happened in the previous civil service examination is that kung wala yung choices, doon, yung sagot pala ninyo doon sa choices, you're not supposed to choose 5 kasi walang option 5 na choice. So what you're supposed to do is, you have to look for the closest possible answer. Dalawa kasi yung possible situation dyan eh. Merong 4 na choices, and option 5 is if wala doon yung sagot. And then another option is 5 yung ibigay sa inyong choices, and you have to look for the solution among those. So kung wala po talaga dun sa 5, you really have to look for the closest solution. Ayan. Okay? The notation po dyan sa baba ay numerical reasoning session 1, but this is actually numerical reasoning session 2 na po tayo ngayong gabi, right? Ayan. Hello po from Camiguin. Dumaan lang po ako doon, hindi po ako nakapag-visit sa inyo. Ayan. So, let's have your item number 78, which I believe I already gave to you nung nakaraang session, but we weren't able to discuss it fully, right? So, let me check. Medyo mabaga pa yan. So, I gave you this item where you are given the average temperature for the past 5 days and hiningi po sa inyo additional temperature if binigay yung 4 na araw and then binigay rin po yung tawag dito, yung average, actual average. So what do you think if you were able to answer item number 78, ano po ba yung sagot niyo doon? Can you write the letter of your choice doon po sa ating tawag dito, doon po sa inyong sa comment section po natin. Can you share ano po ba yung solution niyo dito sa item number 78 when you answered this during the diagnostic exam? Sa mga hindi pa po nakakuha ng diagnostic exam, this is your chance to read the item and try to take a guess or, well, answer kung ano po yung sa tingin niyo na tamang sagot dito among the 4 options. Of course, I am inviting everyone to be a part of our Civil Service Review. Official po natin a group of Civil Service Examination reviewers for this specific na batch. Dahil po, if you are a part of the gurongpinoy CSE reviewers, you will have access to the full 2-hour session for every review session. Pag hindi po kayo member, ay meron na po kayong 1 hour of free viewing. So, sayang naman po, kalahati ng discussion, hindi po ninyo maaabutan. So, if I were you, make sure that you're a member of our review group. Kindly message us dito po sa ating Facebook na group, yung Gurong Pinoy po, na official online review natin. Please message us directly in order for us to help you to become a part of our official review group. You will also have access to a lot of our items here in our civil service exam. Meron po kayong advanced copy of the exams or the tests and items that are going to be discussed. And meron din po kayong mga specific files na makakatulong po sa inyo to have better chances of succeeding po doon sa ating civil service examination. So can you please share your answers here sa ating comment section? Wala pa po akong nakikitang sumasagot dito. I'll just wait a bit for some of you to present your solutions. Let me double check. Baka kasi ako rin naman po yung hindi po nakaka-correct na maayos. So let me see. Meron po ba tayo dyan ang comments? Kahit guess na lang po, ano po sa tingin ninyo yung tamang solution dito sa ating question number 78? Re-refresh ko lang po. Ayun. So, Ma'am Mary Grace. Ayan. Isagot na si Ma'am Mary Grace. Is it 3? Gaya ng sabi ni Ms. Mary Grace. Meron po ba tayong other solutions dyan? So, hold on to your solutions po muna. Let us cover this item fully first. Meron na pong isa nakasagot, si Rahima and then Jenny. Ayan. So before I give out the answer, let's discuss a few things first. Last session po, na-cover na natin ito. I gave you an example of how to solve for your missing item if you were given a certain, say, average, right? And certain items for your average. So I'm waiting a bit for the presentation to catch up. Medyo may delay po sa ating presentation. Let me just double check. Ayan, it's catching up. Sige. So, how do we answer this specific item? So, just a reminder lang po, let's try answering the second one if you missed the discussion last time. So, yung item po na ito, yung goal po natin ay ma-hit yung average na 29. So, si average po yung target natin. Sino mag-a-adjust? Each and every score should try to hit your target na average. Paano kaya makakapag-adjust yung each and every score natin para ma-reach si 29? So let's say 23. Paano ba maging 29 si 23? So 23 needs to be added with 6 para pumarating yung 29. Si 25 po needs to be added with 4 para marating din si 29. Si 32 po, umapaw na kay 29. So we need to subtract 3 para po ma-reach si 29. Si 40, masyado na rin nakalagpas kay 29. So we need to subtract 11 para ma-reach si 29. And finally, si 27, medyo kapos. Magdadagdag po tayo ng 2 units in order for us to reach 29. Again, sino po yung nag-a-adjust? Yung individual items po because we're looking for the missing score. The average is already given. So lahat po mag-a-adjust para ma-reach si average kasi given na si average. Okay? So how do we deal with this now? Let us take a look in your items here. This is already 10. Ayan. This is negative 14. So I now have negative 4. Tapos idadagdag ko pa dito, I will have negative 2. So yun po yung adjustment na kailangan natin gawin. Minus 2. So we apply that here kay 29 minus 2. It means that your missing score is 29 minus 2 and that is going to be 27. Ito po yung missing nating score in order for us to attain your average. So yung alternative po na solution dito ay i-add nyo po lahat tapos i-multiply nyo po sa 6. Tapos, i-add nyo lahat, tapos i-divide nyo po sa 6 hanggang sa makuha nyo si 29. But that can be a little bit tedious. Hindi po kasi sa lahat ng bagay madali lang mag-multiply, lalo na kung wala tayong calculator, right? So I'm just showing you an alternative method of solving for averages na mas mabilis po siya. So this is a shortcut and parang a slight trick to help you along with that, okay? Now, what if baligtad naman po yung item? What if binigay na sa inyo yung scores, tapos this time yung hinahanap natin ay si average? So this time po, average is missing. So sino yung mag-a-adjust? Yung missing po. So si average this time yung kulang. With this, among the choices po na ibibigay sa inyo doon sa civil service examination, pumili po kayo ng feeling nyo, best guess po muna ninyo. Ayan. So suppose na wala pa akong choices. So maybe the choice is eto. Baka si 32. This is my guess na average. Remember, hindi pa po ako sure na siya na yung average. Guess ko pa lang po siya sa scores kasi hindi pa tayo sure kung average ba talaga siya. So what should 32 do in order to become the other score there na 45? 32 should be added with 13. Mag-a-add po siya ng 13 para maging 45. Let me use a different color lang po para mas ma-appreciate po siguro ninyo. So, si 32, kailangan pa niyang mag-adjust. Maybe I'll add, 13. Kasi pag mag-add ako ng 13 kay 32, magiging 45. How will 32 become 41? Mag-a-add po ako ng 9. how will 32, 92 ba yan? Sorry, that is tama. How will 32 become 23? So medyo mas malaki po si 32, magbawas po tayo ng 9 kay 32 para maging 23. And finally, paano si 32 magiging 29? So magbabawas po tayo ng 3 kay 32. Remember, yung nag-a-adjust po, yung guess natin na average. Hindi pa kasi tayo sure sa kanya. So dapat siya yung mag-a-adjust. Okay? Unlike po sa ginawa natin sa unang example dito sa baba, na dahil sure na tayo kay average, lahat mag-a-adjust sa kanya. But dito sa example above, hindi pa tayo sure kay average. So what do we do now? We put them all together. So all of these together, we have 9 and negative 9. That's already 0. And then we have here plus 13 and minus 13. That's positive 10. And then divide that kung ilang items po meron. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divided by 5. This is a plus 2, which means your actual average is 32 plus 2. That will be 34. Please take a look po muna sa ating examples there. So yung example po sa taas, kung hindi po kayo sure sa average, take a guess, and then mag-a-adjust po si average kasi guess pa lang siya. Yung second example po sa baba, if sure na kayo sa average, then each score should adjust para ma-reach yung sure na natin na average. Now, mind you, this method is simply a suggestion. Kung hindi po kayo komportable sa method ko, wala pong problema. Please follow your own method. The traditional way of solving this is by adding everything. Dito, ayan, 41, 23, 29. And this should give you, I think, 170. Tapos, i-divide po ninyo sa 5. Yung answer din po ninyo ay 34. Kung mas komportable po kayo sa method na to, you can also do that. But if you would like to try my method, which is, I believe, way faster, then you could do that also. Pagsagot po sa exam is not about having the fanciest tricks. It's about finding the methods that suit you. Kung ano po yung method na komportable kayo at nababagay po sa style ninyo ng pagsagot. Kung aling method po yung makakapagdala sa inyo sa tamang sagot, yun po yung importante. Hindi po yan paramihan ng tricks, okay? Or paramihan ng shortcuts. Pero kung saan po kayo sanay at saan po kayo sigurado, doon po kayo. Hindi naman po kasi chinecheck yung method. So, di chinecheck kung magaling ba yung method mo or may pa-extra ka bang special technique or regular way of solving. Yung importante po, mabilis kayo at tama yung sagot ninyo. Yun lang naman yung mahalaga sa civil service examination. Okay? So, let's take a look at some items here. Ano po kaya sa tingin ninyo yung tamang sagot dito sa aking additional example? Before po tayo mag-proceed doon sa item number 78, please try answering the items here. Ayan. So the first item there is, Jules got scores of 82, 87, and 80 in 3 quizzes. If he aims to get an average of at least 85 on his 4 quizzes, what score should he get in his 4th quiz? So in our item here, we already have 3 scores, right? And then we are missing the 4th score kasi alam na natin yung average. So we have an average of at least 85. Tapos, alam na rin natin yung alam ay yung 4th quiz. So again, alam po natin yung average. And alam rin po natin yung first 3 scores, missing po si 4th quiz. Sandali lang po, I am double checking the presentation because medyo nawala po siya saglit. It will be back soon. Given po yung first 3 scores are 82, 87, and 80. And yung target po natin na average ay 85. What is our score for the 4th quiz? Any guesses po kung ano po yung 4th quiz na score? Kindly type your answers here in the comment section. Yung pinakamabilis po and pinaka-efficient po ninyong way na makapag-solve. try po ninyo sana yung method na pinakita ko sa inyo. Kasi yung mathematics, you just need practice. Ayan. Kung kulang po kayo sa practice, that's where you might have difficulty. And may answer na si Rahima and si Dinah. Okay. Let's take a look. So, trying the method that I showed you a while ago. So, meron na po tayong alam na score. So, klarong-klaro na po yung ating average, which is at least 85. So, let's take a look at your individual scores here. Ano pong gagawin natin? Yung individual scores po yung mag-a-adjust kasi sure na tayo kay 85, right? So, 82, kailangan po natin magdagdag ng 3. Si 87, bawasan natin ng 2 para maging 85. And then si 80, kapos pa siya, so let's add 5. And let's put that together. So, plus 3 minus 2 plus 5, all of these equals plus 6. So, which means you need to plus 6 doon kay 85, which means the score that we're looking for is 91. Ayan. So, tama po yung answers ni Rahima and Laureen. Ayan. Congratulations po. So, yung iba medyo sumobra lang ng kaunti. Kaunting-kaunti. Ayan. So, you can double check po. Check po natin kung tama. What if given naman yung choices? Pwede naman po kayo mag-trial and error. So, what if nasa choice naman po lahat? What you can do is try to add individually yung pong guesses natin dyan sa answers. You could try adding 82, 87, 80, and 91, and then divide them by 4, and then you will still get the average na 85. Okay? Wait lang po saglit. Medyo nagkaka-technical difficulties po tayo sa ating connection. Ayan na po siya. Okay. So, we would have that. Now, let's take a look at item number 2. Yung pangalawa po natin example here. So, you have example A above and then example B below. Ano po sa tingin ninyo yung ating average dyan? You could try working on the example that I gave you or the method that I gave you, or you could try working on it in whichever method you're more comfortable with. But I'm highly encouraging you to try the method I showed you first, yung pinakita ko po kanina, para po ma-explore po ninyo yung mga alternative. So, matagal pa po yung exam. You still have some time to explore various techniques and methods in order for you to find what suits you. So, di ba po, kung may time pa tayo, minsan pag naghahanap po tayo ng bagong damit, di ba, susukat muna natin. Maghahanap tayo ng mga magagandang designs, tapos maghahanap tayo ng ka-size natin. But we don't just stop there sana. It's best if masukat talaga natin para makita natin if tama nga ba talaga yung bagsak ng size na to sa akin? Or maybe, okay ba yung kulay na to sa akin para baka magmukha ako maputla. Kahit type ko yung color pero hindi pala siya bagay sa akin. Ganon. So, sometimes you have to try on those clothes first before you decide if it suits you or not. So, parang ganyan din po tayo sa math. Kung may time po tayo, let's try other techniques and methods in order for us to see if bagay sa atin or hindi. Kapag bagay, then of course, you have the option to buy, right? If hindi bagay, huwag niyo na pong ipilit. So, doon po tayo sa bagay. That is, dahil marami po tayong time, dahil matagal pa po yung civil service examination. Siyempre, kung wala po kayong time, di wala na tayong choice. Kung ano na lang yung andyan, yun na lang bibili natin, di ba? Wala nang sukat-sukat. So, parang ganyan din po yung nangyayari. Which is why it's important that you really take time in reviewing. So, spend a lot of time practicing and taking a look at various methods. I'm already receiving a couple of answers here from Rahima, Ray, Dren, and Narisa. So, ayan. Let's take a look. Baka yung answer ni Narisa, baka sa previous item pa ito. Yes, Dren. Ay, dalawa yung option. Sa Ditigurado si Dren. Sige, meron din tayo kay Miss Hazel. So, let's take a look. Ako, ano kayong answer dito? Ako, I would take a guess. Any answer. You could choose maybe, subukan ko kaya si 87 kasi para maiba naman. I'm going to try 87. That's my guess. Again, hindi pa ako sure na siya. So, nag-guess pa lang po ako. Dahil nag-guess po ako, siya po yung kailangang mag-adjust kasi guess pa lang siya. So, let's try 87 with the first score. Kailangan ko pong mag-plus 1. Remember, si average na guess yung mag-a-adjust. Yung 84, ba't ako nag-plus 1 dito? Dapat minus 1. Kasi si 87 yung mag-a-adjust. Ayan, 87. Tapos po, napalitan ko yung kulay para mas maganda. Si 87, di kasi tayo sure sa kanya. So, siya yung mag-a-adjust. Next, 84, mag-a-adjust si 87 by subtracting 3 po ba tayo dito? Ayan. So, kailangan mag-adjust si average na hindi pa tayo sure. Next, let's try 91. So, si 87, kailangan pa niyang magdagdag ng 3. And then finally, you have your 91. So, si 87, kailangan pa niya magdagdag ng 4 para ma-reach niya yan. Right? Now, let's take a look. Yung 87 kasi, paano siya mag-adjust sa self niya? Di ba 0 na yan? So, it's not going to be considered. Now, let's take a look at all of these. Add everything together. Yung minus 1, minus 3, plus 3, plus 4. Put them all together. Ito po yung ginagawa ko if I have various items to add. Ayan. If you have various items to add, wag niyo pong i-add lahat isa-isa, diretsyo. Baka pwede namang mag-pair kayo ng mga bagay na pwede niyong pagtabi together and maybe they would be giving you a certain item. Like, yung minus 3 tsaka plus 3 would give you 0. So, ibawas yun na po yun sa i-add niyo later. Next, we have this, minus 1 and plus 4. That gives you plus 3. Okay? So, plus 3, pero it doesn't stop there. Yung plus 3 po na yan, kailangan po nating i-divide sa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kasi 5 po yung items natin dyan, which should give you 0.7 plus 0.7, which means that my average should be 87 plus 0.7, 0.7, 0.6 pala ito. Mali yung pagka-divide ko. Kasi 30 divided by 5 is 6. So this should be 87.6. Again, wala pong sapilitan, encouraging you to try it for now. And then i-check po ninyo later kung mas gusto po ninyo yung traditional method na adding everything and dividing by 6 or by 5 rather, or you could try exploring my method. Wala pong pilitan dito ha. Okay, now, skip ko muna yan. Can you revisit item number 78? And can you try solving it using the method that I showed you bago po natin i-discuss kung ano po ba talaga yung tamang sagot? I'm sure you had your own method to solve item number 78. But can you try my method muna? And let's see if you still have the same answer that you had before. Ayan. Balikan po ninyo si item number 78 and try the method that I showed you. Same pa rin kaya yung sagot ninyo o nagbago na? Siya pa rin ba o nagbago na yung ating pagtingin sa ating item? Ano po? Habang may time, explore. Ayan. So can we have your solutions ulit sa item number 78? And kindly write your choice. Is it option 1, which represents 31? Is it option 2, which represents 33? Option 3 or option 4? Paki-type po yung 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 even if the answer is not in the choices. Again, paki-try po yung method natin na ginawa kanina lang before writing your own solution. So, Jaren, ayan. So, may answer na siya. Can I see other answers, please? But for now, of course, I'll start working on the solution na rin para din makita ninyo. So, ano ba yung mga given natin? We have some average temperatures. We have temperatures na 34.7 degrees. Oh, wait. This is already your average temperature. Average na siya. Ayan. Now, we also have other options. So, meron tayong Tuesday to Thursday. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tatlong araw tayo. 37.2, 36.4, 36.2. Tapos yung Saturday is 30.7. Kulang tayo ng isang araw, which is Friday. So, hinahanap natin yung Friday. So, kung hinahanap po natin yung Friday, yun po yung kailangan nating alamin. So, it means that we are given an average and we're looking for your last score or last temperature that would fit, right? So, ano po yung gagawin natin? Yung target natin ay si 34. So, sino po yung mag-a-adjust? Lahat po ng temperatures kasi yung average is given already. So, each temperature should adjust para ma-reach yung given na average. So, si 37.2 para po maging 34.7, kailangan po tayong magbawas ng minus 2.5 para maging 34.7. Right? Si 36.4 po, kailangan po tayong magbawas ng 1.7 para maging 34.7. And si 36.2, kailangan po tayong magbawas ng 1.5 para ma-reach po yung 34.7. Meanwhile, yung last na available temperature there is 30.7, kulang pa siya ng 4 units para maging 34.7, so we need to add 4 here. Now, what should we do now? Put together all of those adjustments that you have to do. So, ano po yung pwede kong i-combine dito? I am seeing 2.5 and 1.5. This is parehong negative, no? This is minus 4. That's minus 4, which cancels out with this one. Right? So, ibig sabihin, ayan, up yung tatupong yan, nagka-cancel out siya. So, ano na lang yung natira? The only thing left is my 1.7. Minus 1.7. Ano pong gagawin ko doon? Yung minus 1.7 na yan ay gagamitin ko po dito kay 34.7. So, 34.7 minus 1.7 is option 2, 33. Ayan. So, I hope you've tried that. Dahil may decimals po na involved, imagine niyo if nag-add po kayo isa-isa, tapos nag-multiply pa po kayo ng 5 doon sa average, it's going to be very tedious kasi may decimals siya. So the technique would be a little bit needs practice, pero kaya po niyang isolve ng mas mabilis yung item. Again po, hindi po tayo namimilit na gamitin niyo talaga kung ano yung gusto kong method. Kung okay lang po kayo doon, if comfortable kayo sa method, then by all means, use it. If not, nasa sa inyo po yun. But don't hesitate to try various methods habang may time pa po tayong mag-explore ng kung ano yung nababagay and nararapat para sa atin. Right? You don't have to settle with the first option that you see. Kasi baka hindi naman siya yung para sa'yo. Nag-settle ka na lang kasi akala mo pwede na. Pwede ba yung pwede na? Okay, so please type your answers for item number 79. This time, it involves evaluation, which involves, of course, your knowledge of fractions and a little bit of our PEMDAS. Last session po, nung nakaraang Sabado, last week na Sabado, meron po tayong discussion on PEMDAS, which I hope you could still recall. So what do you think if you apply the concept of PEMDAS here? And of course, recalling your fraction na concept. Ano po kaya sa tingin niyo yung tamang sagot dito? So, pa-recall po ng PEMDAS and then your fractions. Again, just to remind you, our fractions na session is in a separate session. I believe it's going to be on November 25. So, magpo-focus po tayo sa my fractions on the 25th of November. So, I will not discuss fractions in detail muna for now. Sa November 25 na po. Kasi medyo mahaba-haba po siyang discussion. But for now, do you have any guesses? Or, if you were able to solve item number 79, what do you think is the correct solution for this item? Can we have your solutions, please? Pakilagay po dito sa ating comment section. And I will already start showing you the solution para po medyo marami tayong makover ngayong gabi. So what we have here is, kung PEMDAS po yung susundin natin, we have your parenthesis, right? Yun yung nauuna sa PEMDAS. So meron kayong parenthesis, which means siya yung first priority natin. So inside your parenthesis, you have these. That's 27 over 8 minus 14 over 8. if you can still recall your fractions, when you need to do your addition and subtraction, kapag po yung denominator, then you can simply apply the operation in your numerator. Ayan, keep in mind na dapat pareho yung denominator ninyo. In this case, your denominator happens to be 8. Yung denominator po natin ay 8, which means we can just adjust or do your operation sa numerator ninyo. So yung denominator ng answer natin is automatic ng 8. So ano yung numerator natin? That's 27 minus 14. That should be 13 over 8. Ayan po siya. And then, copy everything else. So by copying everything else, I will have times 8 over 9 minus 2/3. What's the next process here? After po ng parentheses, syempre, multiplication. Now, if you recall your multiplication, you just multiply numerator times numerator over denominator times denominator. But before you do that, make sure that you have done your reduction of items. Alam niyo po, pwede po kayong mag-simplify muna bago kayo mag-apply ng multiplication or division. So in this case, kung may something common sa numerator and denominator, then you could take it out or cancel it. Yun po yung term na ginagamit natin, cancel. In this case, meron po ang sa baba, naman po 8 sa second fraction. So they are in opposite positions, numerator and denominator, which means I could actually cancel yung naulit na 8. So yung dalawang 8 po dyan, pwede ko pong i-cancel. So cancel si 8 and si 8. And what would happen is I would be left with 13 over 9. Right? And then copy ko na lang po yung hindi ko pa nagagamit. Ay, ba't wala? Okay, sige. 13 over 9. So what happens here now is, dapat pala purple yung ginamit ko. Pasensya, medyo maarte tayo sa colors. Pero kasi it helps me show things clearly if naka-colored po siya. Para din po hindi kayo mahirapan sa paghanap kung aling item po ba yung sinasabi ko kasi naka-indicate naman siya sa color na ginagamit ko. Ayan, si 8. Now, what's left here is 13 over 9 minus 2/3. Ito na po, bago po tayo mag-subtract, make sure that you're dealing with the same fractions. Dissimilar yung fraction. Dissimilar meaning magkaiba. Kasi yung isa may denominator na 9, yung other one may denominator na 3, right? So what I have to do here is make sure that they have the same denominator first. So ano po yung gagawin natin? I need to use the denominator na 9. Ayan. Yung 13 po, okay na siya. 9 na kasing denominator niya. Paano yung 3? So 9 divided by the denominator 3 multiplied by 2 should give me 3, 6. So I should be having 13 minus 6 over 9 and that is, marami po yung nakasagot ng tama dito. Rahima, Trisha, ayan, they are giving option 1. So tama po kayo. Congratulations. Ayan. So, don't worry, on the session po natin, on next November 25, meron po tayong discussion on fraction. So please don't miss that session. Present po dapat tayo doon kasi yung fraction is very tedious po kasi siya. Kapag matagal nyo na pong hindi napapractice yung fraction, nakakalimutan po natin kung paano siya gawin. Lalo na po at wala tayong calculators doon sa civil service exam. So, yung solution lang po para maging mas mabilis at magaling tayo sa numerical reasoning ay constant correct practice. Okay? And now let's take a look at item number 80. Can you type your solutions for the next item na? This time, you're planning to rent a transient room for 5 days for a seminar in another city. The rates are 4,800 pesos per week and 725 pesos per day. So which rate, daily or weekly, would be cheaper to rent and by how much cheaper? And you're given 4 options here. So for example po, doon po sa inyong civil service examination ay medyo may kalayuan po yung exam room ninyo, yung designated exam room ninyo. Then you might want to rent a place, maybe 1 or 2 nights, malapit po doon sa inyong exam room para hindi po kayo stressed on the day of the exam kasi wala na pong travel na mangyayari. Kasi di ba po, you have to be very, very early in your examination centers. So, you might want to opt to rent for a room na malapit lang. Yun ay kung malayo kayo sa exam room, assigned the designation room, exam room ninyo. So you might want to do that, okay? And of course, given the options, alin kaya yung mas makakamura aside sa different prices? If you rent weekly or you rent daily or sometimes even monthly. So, depende sa inyo. Ayan, may sagot na po si Mr. Hima. Can we see solutions from these? So, this is item number 80. You're planning to rent a transient room. So, what we have to do here is i-try po natin yung both rates. So, let us try your daily. Ano po ba yung daily natin? Wait. Let me take a look at the given items. The rates are 4,800 pesos per week. Oh, given na pala siya. 4,800 pesos per week and 725 pesos per day. So, yung per week po pala, daily and weekly, yung daily, 725 pesos per day over 5 days. Yung weekly po ay sarado ng 4,800. So, kung i-simplify po natin yung daily natin, that is 3,625. You simply have to compare 4,800 and 3,625, which clearly shows na mas mura talaga si daily, right? But by how much? Kasi yung hinahanap sa atin is yung cheaper and by how much. So we know it's daily, ibig sabihin it's either option 1 and 2, and the correct answer when you subtract 4,800 and 3,625 is going to be option 1, daily, 1,175. Okay po. Now let's try to take a look at our next item, number 81. So for number 81, this time you are given this situation wherein you have a rectangular field that has a width of 14 meters and a length 3 times as long. How long should the cyclone wire fencing be? So gaano po dapat kahaba yung cyclone wire natin? Kindly type your answers. I already received an answer from Billy. So ayan, may na-post na si Billy. Sandali lang po at ibabalik ko po yung question. So if you are part of our civil service exam review, you would have had access to the advanced copy of items. Ano po? So may pa-advance na kayong items dapat. Oh, what's going on? Ba't hindi lumalabas yung aking items? Ayun. Delay lang pala konti. Sige. So may answer na si Billy. Can I see answers from the others, please? How long should the cyclone wire be given these situations? Ayan, si Vin, may answer na rin si Benji. Si Rahima, may answer na rin. Okay. Let's take a look. Ayan, si Pibo. Yun po yung mga pangalan natin na discuss this full. We have a short review first. This item is involving some word problems. So a little bit of familiarization with some word problems would help us in solving this. Okay? Let's try po muna this one. Sandali lang po. My apologies for the constant na nawawala po kasi yung connection natin. I am currently in a different location than where I am usually having my discussion. Ayan. So, meron po tayong ganitong example. So, usually for word problems, you might have items involving perimeter, which describes the total distance surrounding or bordering a figure. So, nakapalibot po sa figure. Pag sinabi naman po nating area, describes the total space inside a figure. So, pag perimeter, around. Kapag area, it's inside a figure. So, for figures such as a square, your perimeter is, kasi yung square, meron siyang 4 sides. Yung perimeter nyo, ipag-add nyo lang naman yung lahat ng sides. Dimensions ng lahat ng sides. And that should give you 4 na S. So, if you're dealing with a square, then it's 4S. How about kung rectangle? Ano po ba yung dimensions ng rectangle? For a rectangle, you have yung mahabang portion is called your length, and then the shorter portions are called your width. So for your perimeter, you simply have to add up everything, and that is 2L plus 2W, or also pwede rin si 2 times L plus W. Whichever equation po mas komportable kayo, then go for that. How about yung circle? Yung perimeter po ng circle is otherwise known as your circumference. The circumference of a circle is 2 pi r, where pi is 3.14. Keep in mind po yung ganyan. So I have here your square, your rectangle, and your your circle. Dagdag na lang po natin si. So kung idagdag po natin si triangle, paano po makuha yung yung perimeter ng triangle? Pwede ko muna yung kulay para maiba siya. So if I have a triangle, how do you get the perimeter? So for the perimeter of your triangle, you simply have to add all sides. Let's call this ABC, then that's A plus B plus C, or any other figure that you have. So that's for your perimeter. Now let's take a look at your area. Pag sinabi po nating area, total space inside the figure, so what you usually do is you multiply yung dalawang sides na magkakaiba. Like for example, sa square, if you want the area of your square, then what you need to do is multiply yung dalawang dimensions. So your area for a square should be S squared, kasi S times S, so that's S squared. Meanwhile, for your perimeter, yung i-multiply mo ay yung for your rectangle, iba. So that's LW. While for your circle, yung kailangan po ninyong i-remember dito ay ano po yung equation ng area ng circle. So for the area of the circle, that is pi r squared. I'm still waiting for our presentation. My apologies for the troublesome po nating internet connection for now. Medyo mahangin po yata sa aking location. So for your circumference, the area of a circle pala is pi r squared. So you might ask, so ano ngayon yung area ng triangle? There are various equations for the area of a triangle, but the most common na ginagamit natin ay yung area for a triangle that is 1/2 base times height. Yun po yung pinaka-common na ginagamit. Depende kasi sa type ng triangle. So I'll just be showing you this at hindi po lahat kasi baka ma-confuse kayo kung lahat ng equations ibibigay ko. So these are your common word problems that involve dimension. Now, let's take a closer look at your item here in number 81, for which marami na po nakapagbigay ng answers. Meron po tayong 2, 3, 4, o in fairness, wala bang 1 dyan? Kasi parang lahat na nabigay natin. Ano po? So, let's take a look at your given items first. When you are analyzing a word problem, kailangan isa-isahin nyo talaga yung given. You are allowed naman daw po to make notes on your actual civil service examination test booklet, so you can underline things there para po mas madali po natin nakikita at mas sure tayo that we don't forget any details. So, ano po yung gagawin ko dito? A rectangular field has a width of 14 meters. Ayan. So, klaro na yan. That's already my width. Width is 14. Susulat ko talaga siya para sure akong wala kang makalimutan. Right? And also keep in mind that we're dealing with a rectangle. Okay. So, kung rectangle, meron tayong expected na width tsaka length. Hanapin po natin yan. Next is, length is 3 times as long. Length, 3 times as long. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng 3 times as long? Ibig sabihin, times 3 siya ng ng given, na width. So, your length should be 3 times as long as your width. Tatlong widths, kasi 3 times as long. Which is 3 times 14, which is 42. Tama? So, your width is 14, and then your length is 42. Okay, so if you have that, ano na po ngayon yung ating fencing wire? Sandali lang po, connection issues. So, take a look po. Your width is 14 and your length is 42. Ano po ba yung hinahanap natin? Is it perimeter or area? So, what are we looking for this time? Hindi lang po yung paghahanap ng variables importante, kailangan ma-identify din natin kung ano ba yung hinahanap. Kaya mo bang ibigay yung hinihingi o baka iba yung binibigay sa'yo? How long should the cyclone wire fencing? Pag fence, ibig sabihin nakapalibot po yan. Hindi po yan area. Dahil nakapalibot siya, it's perimeter. So your perimeter for a rectangle is 2L plus 2W. So dalawang length, ano nga ba yung length ko? That's 42. Plus dalawang width, which is 14, which should give me 84. Palitan ko ng kulay para mas magamit ko siya. 84 plus 24, 28, sorry. So, ilan yan? 84 plus 28 is, meron po ba nakakuha ng tamang sagot? Si Benji and si Mary Grace. They were able to get the correct answer, which is, doon po tayo kay 112 meters. So, sa mga hindi po nakakuha ng tamang sagot, ayan. Yung hinahanap po kasi natin is yung fence, hindi po yung length. Ayan. So, double check po ninyo always. Just because may nakuha kayong answer in solving, it doesn't mean na yun po yung hinahanap ng item. So, always double check the final question para makita talaga ninyo kung ano yung hinahanap. Kasi nag-solve na kayo for 42, so it's safe to assume, right? Na baka 42 yung hinahanap kasi nag-solve ako for that. So, read the questions carefully. Yung hinahanap po ay yung entire na fencing. It means perimeter, not just the length. Okay? I think that's what most of your errors are. Sinagot po natin yung length. Ito yung akala mo siya na, hindi pa pala. Ayan. So don't settle for the first solution that you get. Always double check. Siya ba ang hinahanap mo? Or are you settling for something that you shouldn't settle with? Okay? So double check always. Now, this serves as our segue for our word problems. Let's double check a few of our information on word problems. Pag sinabi pong word problems, this is common po sa civil service examination. It usually involves translating your text into symbols in order for you to do some solving. Kasi